Welcome in, fellow ham bones. It is the best time of the year. No, we're not talking NFL draft. We're talking new uniforms in the NFL. We've got 5 good ones today. I'm excited to go through them quickly. I want to get everyone's thoughts on them. I think we've got a few really good ones, a couple, not too bad ones. So, yeah, I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts, but otherwise we'll kind of get right into it.
Yeah, I'm excited. These snuck up on me. I kind of forgot about these happening this early, but yeah, it was fun to see them kind of pop up over the last week.
New thread's always nice.
Ooh.
All right. So we'll kick it off with the Tennessee Titans. This was, I think, the biggest overhaul in, the 5 that we had this year. This is kind of a throwback to the Houston Oilers, their color scheme, just kind of the overall look. I certainly love this upgrade. I really actually like the uniforms that they had probably about 20, 25 years ago. I think when they were in that Super Bowl, Kevin Dyson almost had that touchdown. But I think at the end of the day, this is a much needed upgrade. I didn't like the old helmets. They were too dark. Just the overall color scheme looked a little clunky to me. So I think this new color scheme, they're getting a new stadium in another year. So I think this is kind of a home run for them. So Comp Yin is better. What are y'all thoughts?
I'm better as well. I love these. I love the Houston, like you said, Matt, the Houston Oilers kind of throwback to that. I like the new cleaner logo with the circle there. These are great. Love them.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be on the other side. I like the colors. I think the T is like a Chat GPT T, so I'm out. But I do like the color. But I mean, the T is weird.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the T now that you point that out. It's supposed to be probably like a sword or something. I think I like the colors too much. I'm going to be with you guys on the better side here. I'm bad at remembering what they were before, so I'm going to look them up as we go on. But I like the colors for sure.
All right. So next we've got the Commanders. Again, there's a lot been going on with this team the last 5, 6, 7 years. Rebranding themselves as the Commanders. So I think when they rebranded as the Commanders, obviously they had the whole issue with the name change. But I think the uniforms that they had initially over the last 4 or 5 years, I think they were one of the worst in the league. So this was, again, much needed, in my opinion. Not that this is, mind blowing, just they're going back to what they were essentially. The classic burgundy look, the yellow face mask, the trimmer around the helmet and the sleeves as well. Basically what they had aside from the red skin on the helmet. So I love these. I think this is, again, what they should be looking like as an overall team. And I really like the alternate as well, the blacks with that kind of the spear through the W. So this was much needed.
I'm with you exactly. I love what are they called? The Hail Razors, the spear through the W. That I feel like that should be their main logo. That looks sweet. They're going to look really good. I wasn't quite sure what had changed. So I kind of, obviously kind of looked at their last ones. They added obviously a few more of the stripes, but I do like the yellow pants. I think those are going to look pretty good on either the home or the away. So yeah, for me, better. I think these are a nice upgrade.
I agree. The W with the arrow through it is sick. Those alternates alone make it way better. And like you said, Matt, the old ones were one of the worst ones, so the bar was pretty low.
Yeah, I just like they're kind of definitely doing a nod back. Really feeling like the Redskins there. So I do like the stripe and the yellow. I definitely like the yellow face mask as well. Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons. So this was one, I feel like the Falcons over the last, 15 years, they're the ones that are kind of most frequently updating stuff. So this was one where there wasn't too much flash in it. Basically the biggest thing here, obviously you can see on the screen, is red. They're going back to red as their primary, which I'm in favor of. I think they were just a little bit too much black and white and a lot of gray as well over the last 5 or 6 years, however long they had those uniforms. The only thing I wish they would have done differently is updated their helmet a little bit. I wasn't a big fan of that. over the last, however long they had that rendition of the uniform. So I wish they did a little bit more. I think this is still a little bit more matted, but I'd like to see a little bit more gloss in that helmet, maybe even an alternate red helmet somewhere in there, but maybe we'll see that in the future. But again, this is another thumbs up for me. I like the red as their primary, so I'll be excited to see these on the field.
I also like the red. Where's the red helmet though? And like you said, Matt, like bring the glossy helmets back. The matte isn't it for me. But the Falcons always had kind of the most simple jerseys, and then these are even more simple. They just kind of are like almost too plain. So I'm going to go worse for this, just because they had the opportunity to, I don't know, bring a little bit more, and it's just kind of like they're in generic jerseys. This is the generic creative team.
I'm with you, Troy. It's too bland, and honestly, of all the logos that need an upgrade, I mean, the Falcon might be one of them. So, can you have a little bit more variety?
Right.
Matt's going solo on this one. I'm with you guys. It's too plain. This looks like ChatGPT made them or something, but no, they're not. Honestly, they're not terrible. I just, in my head, all I can see is their throwback, and I'm just like, I feel like you could do more with these. These are sharp colors. Like this, you could do something cool with these. These are kind of plain.
Yeah, totally agree.
Not too bad though.
Baltimore Ravens. I think these are one of the, I don't know if biggest, if upgrade, whatever you want to call it. They have so many different varieties and combinations that they can do now. So the only reason I'm not going to go like 100% better on this one is I feel like the Baltimore Ravens uniforms were always pretty classic and, just really solid in the purple, dark purple, a little bit of gold, some black. But I do like what they've done. Just overall, I like what they've done with the collar. You can't really see it there, but it's got a little bit of, feather stripes, if you will. And there's a lot of combinations. And I think the biggest thing I like about these is probably their black alternates. I forget what they call them off the top of my head, but it's a matte black helmet. So, you can kind of do what you want with that one, but it's got the red eyes and pretty much all black. So I think they've really, they have a lot of options this year. So overall better, yes, but I don't know how much they needed it.
Yeah, I love how they have all the options, and the different helmets with the different logos is pretty cool. Like I can't think of any other teams that have like 3 different logos. For me, I'm going better. I think they're really good. The only downside is the black helmet there on the right. Just make it glossy. Like the matte purple one on the left looks good because it kind of the purple matches, but the black matte doesn't match the black jersey. If they would have made that one glossy, it would have been perfect. But yeah, these I'll go with an upgrade. And then one of the kind of cool touches are like on the pants, it's not really a stripe. It's like a talon kind of shape, which looks kind of cool. So yeah, I like them.
We need like basically the same button. It looks pretty similar to me. I would go better just because of the red eyes, because I think that's pretty sweet. But if you put side by side of last year's unis with these, I would have very little way to know the difference.
I'm not going to lock this one though. I'll go solo here. I don't like it. I feel like it was a little bit too much. Purple's probably my favorite color too. Maybe I'm a little picky with that. Again, yeah, I agree. I'd have to see side by side. I should have done a little more research. My bad. But the all blacks is pretty cool. But I feel like it's got a missing touch there. They could have nailed that one.
The LA Rams. This was one of the bigger question marks for me, and the big thing for me is like if I was walking on the street and I saw a couple guys with the old and the new uniforms, or if I just turned on a Rams game this season, I wouldn't know the difference, right? Like I wouldn't say, oh yeah, look at those new uniforms. Are they better? Yes, but like hardly. Like I think there was a little bit of update on the sleeve. You can kind of see it there, a little bit on the helmet. The biggest upgrade for me and the bar was pretty low. They had that like color gradient numbers. So it's a little bit more solid now. They have a little bit better options with the yellow pants, with the primary blues. But yeah, overall, like it's, I was expecting a little bit more. If I was a Rams fan, I'd be like, okay, why did I get my hopes up for this? Better, yes, but hardly any difference.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there, Matt. For me, just because they changed the number to make it a solid color, I guess it's better, and it's 1% better, which I guess puts me in the better side. But they're kind of the same.
I'll go worse. If it's Matt Stafford's last year, this is what you came up with. Like, let's go all out. I just expected more.
We're gonna split this one because if you're giving me 1%, that's a waste of my time. You come on, you gotta do something. Give me a little bit more if we're gonna change our uniforms.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, no, that was fun. The only thing that I'm going to be looking forward to now is I think in August, I think there's two divisions, the NFC North, and I forget which AFC division gets their rivalry uniform. So we'll be looking out for that. I'm excited the Lions are going to get theirs. So certainly be counting down the days to see those puppies. So drop a comments if you want to see your team get an upgrade over the next few years, and we'll be sure to follow along over the coming years.
Very nice. Thanks for joining.